I know the Chinese. That was there's so many is that the right word? Like, still, I started this is like 4 million.
Yeah.
You're yes, we had someone had tell you. Yeah. How about Ria? Something. Yeah, flu. Because someone said because you said you wanted to get and I was like, yeah, I'm not talking about James. And I'm to say that right. It would have been a big check. Unfortunately, this is not so you know what there are some actually work so that it's really send me some information and provide some questions. So you're just trying to send it and then we sort of need to check it and sort of with the application. Sometimes it's right. Sometimes no. Because they're like, we don't see trust, right? So what's the next step? So the criminal kind of litigation. They said, right, we need some money, right? And then it's like, you have some example. It's like GCC. Here's the head of us. So like the data, basically unverified people are changing. You can start from in the meantime, being someone where like someone was saying you go back and escape around the world, right now they're building this and create some funds and everything like this. And now, like if they do this year, it's to like also like great business science for these folks like to the major trends. And like every expert I want to change the structure. So sometimes it's tempting it is to secure themselves because
Welcome to class.
Makes sense.
So funny.
Ok, perfect.
Thank you very much.
How are you, Leeds?
All right, how are you doing? Yeah, where are you from?
Like we know, like the
How are you?
انا دول توقع طوال لازم يكونوا
بالعكس يوم انا بغطي يعني
أنا whereabouts in Surrey? So I was, yeah. I mean, I was posted when I was in the army years ago. I was posted in like Aldershot area and all of that. That's 30 minutes. My daughter, so what brought you to Surrey?
Please sit down. Assalamualaikum. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming this evening to our Offchain community meetup for Riyadh, sponsored today by Takadao and ICP. Everyone able to hear me fine? All right. So my name is Shireen. I'm one of the co-founders of Takadao. Again, welcome, and I hope we do this more often. So my job today is basically to keep time, to make sure the speakers don't talk too much, and the pictures go on time, and so we don't stay here till midnight, and they won't kick us out. We're gonna start off with Murad, my co-founder, founder of Takadao as well, and he just disappeared. And he's gonna talk to us a little bit about the purpose of these meetups and a little bit about Takadao as well. Murad?
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum and good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. I know it's almost the time to go on vacation with the vision. So the thermostat is going up, so we're ready to move. But still have a good time to share with you guys before we head. So again, super happy actually to host some great founders. So the mission of doing the Offchain event is to really ignite the Web3 ecosystem. So in order to do that, actually, we have great supporters, of course, like ICB, which is, I think, number 20 now into the rank into the blockchain industry. And they, of course, try to be more exposed to the vision. We always have other enablers that will come and support our event. Okay. Also, what I wanted to do is that without the entrepreneurs, we do the event as well. So I wanted to change a little bit the format of the chain as well, and to give the chance to the audience and to the people to come and the founders that I know who can come and pitch the ideas. We had a huge, actually, very short amount of time. We had like 15 startups signing up. They were all excellent, but we had to take only three startups, and we added more. Again, the initiative is here is to help the Saudi ecosystem to grow and capitalize in the Web3 industry. And we know that there's so many things happening. The last we heard there was a $40 billion investment into A16Z AI fund. And we see a lot of, Animoca was also invested by Neon. So what we see definitely, Saudi Arabia is moving in a way of not only investing, but taking ownership also of this industry. And I think that we still want to go before things happen, but it can happen also fast. So we need to support the ecosystem. Tonight we have also a representative of NTTP. We have some people from the Section 9 also from the Distribution side. We have a good friend from the asset, and many of the people were maybe after the event I can end up in jail. So I'm not going to say anything that is illegal. It's okay. And I like orange, so if you visit the event, just give me orange. So I'm going to let people take over and Sharon will go to the next step. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Ran. And I'm not just the founder, I want to say, of Offchain Riyadh, but today we also have with us the founder of Offchain Global, Jonathan. Please, he'll be here to say a few words for us.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so great to see everybody. First, thanks so much for Rod and Sharon for having me, and then also thanks for them doing a great job here in Riyadh. We started back about a year ago here before we met, and we kind of got an okay start, but when these guys came on board, it's taken the next level. It's been great. I just wanted to give a little explanation about Offchain. First, I'm Jonathan. I'm originally from the US, and I live in Shenzhen in China. I've been in China almost more of my time than I've been in the US, but I also have some relatives here. So I come here very often, every year since 1996. So, and I'm going to spend a bit more time here this year, and maybe move here if you guys can make me feel welcome. My background is actually first in technology, and back into, I'll try to move this along, but back in the 90s, I was in the first internet wave. We actually created something very similar to Offchain, which was called INI Asia. We had about 15 chapters, and we had crazy sponsors like Goldman, Sun, Oracle, Level 3. So that was the first. And so then later, I got into healthcare, and then about 2017, I got into the Web3 area, and we decided to build out Offchain, which was the second version of what we built in the 90s. And so we started out in Shenzhen, Shanghai, and there we would have panel discussions, and then it started in 2017. 2018, it was a little bit of a crash, so I kind of left. Didn't have events, but kept going to Shanghai, and then we started to grow all over many cities all over. So now we have about 70 cities, and then the idea is just to be able to network. People who get the most out of this are the people who either are new to Web3, so even the founders, we go through a lot of founders, they come in from Web 2 or Web 1, and then they want a job, so they organize events, and then 6 months they get what they want, and then they move on. So it's hard to keep it because everybody's volunteers, but we keep going. So, and then the other people are if you're traveling, because anywhere you go, if you talk to me, you can go and I can introduce you to a founder, and that founder will meet you for coffee and introduce you to a lot. So, okay, thanks. So yeah, here's a little bit more, you can see. Oh, so you can see we're pretty strong in the US, Europe, but probably right now strongest, and Asia most strong. We do have some, we're waiting for Rod to build this out in the Middle East, but we also, Africa's okay, and Latin America is somewhat okay. But those are our main areas, so if you go to those areas, just those them. Next. And then you can see, that usually it looks like this. Here's like London, Singapore, and some places it's just people getting together for a coffee, like 10 people. Other places like Bangkok right now, every 2 weeks we have like 200 people, and there's speakers and panels. So it just depends on how the local person wants to, set it up. But anyway, please come to me if you want to meet somebody overseas, and thanks so much.
Jonathan, so I think you highlighted the importance of a network, especially in Web3. It's all about the community, right? So we are the beginnings of a community in the Riyadh, and hopefully, inshallah, this community will grow larger very soon. Okay, enough of me. So we have the highlight of today. First of all, I'll let you know that this is being live streamed, so there are other people watching from home. So the highlight of today is a pitch showcase, and we have 4 startups pitching. Now, here's some ground rules. So first of all, each startup has 3 minutes to pitch. And usually I'm the one who's pitching, and I hate those annoying hosts that cut me off mid-pitch, but today I get to do that. So it's a 3-minute hard stop. If you go over, I will cut you off. Then we have a 4-minute Q&A with the audience. So there are no judges, you guys are the judges. And at the end, you are going to vote for who wins, including the people at home who are watching this live streams. Any questions? All right, so the 3 startups we have today are Sorbet, we have TGE, Tarawa Green Exchange, and we have Omura Cash. And the stealth startup, the surprise startup, is a startup called Meetup. We're going to start today with Sorbet. Rami, take it away.
Hello, everyone. So, should I start?
Yes, please.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Rani. I'm the co-founder at Solvay. So, what we're building at Solvay is a Web3 powered tool streamlining creative freelancers' workflow, enabling them with instant payments, secure contracts, and peace of mind. Next. So, we've seen a shift in the freelancing ecosystem where people are moving from marketplaces to individual brands, right? So, you can see here that most freelancers don't find jobs on marketplaces, but they find it mostly through social media or their network. 46% through friends and family, 40% on social media. And we wanted to go further, so we've interviewed over 100 freelancers, and we've seen that 85% of freelancers don't use marketplaces because of the high platform fees. It's overcrowded, hard to stand out, and there's not enough good gigs. Next. Yeah. So for these freelancers that don't use marketplaces, we really wanted to understand the workflow and the problems. And we found this problem that we refer to as the freelancer conundrum, which is very fragmented. And it's very fragmented and time-consuming. They have to use various platforms. They have to showcase their platform they have to showcase their portfolio on the platform, do communications on the second, contracting on the third, and most importantly, payments, which is not only slow and costly, but we also have 74% of freelancers who are not being paid on time, and $6,000 is the annual cost of unpaid gigs. So what we're building is a freelancer operating system, enabling them with widget-based profiles, secured escrow smart contracts, and a 0% freelancer fee, enabling them with global and instant payments. So the product is very simple and it's very streamlined. It starts with a hiring link, which showcases your portfolio. Then we have a gig tracker, which allows you to handle clients and deadlines. And then the payments. So we have an escrow-based payments, which allows the client to pay the freelancer. And the freelancer kind of knows the money's there. And yeah. So why now? So the freelancing market is one of the fastest growing segments in the MENA. We have blockchain adoption, which is on the rise in MENA. Actually, MENA is the fastest growing cryptocurrency market for blockchain analysis, and we're the first Web3-enabled payment solution for creative freelancers. So the market is quite big. It's a $4 billion market for digital freelancers and creators, with Saudi Arabia kind of leading it with $2 billion. Our business model is very simple. We charge a 2.5% transaction fee on the client, which allows us to continue with zero. Next. And our go-to-market is really focused on UAE and KSA. Then we'll be targeting emerging markets, Nigeria, LATAM, where stablecoin adoption is really on the rise. We'll be targeting mostly UI UX designers and graphic designers, and we'll be acquiring them through micro-influencers, direct outreach and marketing. And to build this, I believe we're the best team. We are our own customers. I worked at Deloitte as a solution designer in their AI ML practice. I co-founded the Electronic Music and Arts Association, and I was a freelancer, so I kind of experienced the paid first. And my co-founder, he has experience in VC. He was an operator at a fintech company which got acquired, and is a creative himself. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ron. Now, if you have any questions, please.
Just you said 74% of freelance professionals being unpaid.
Not paid on time.
Okay.
Yeah. So they receive their money like a month later. Or there's like they have to run after the money, like ask the clients out where the money is at. So what we do to kind of solve that issue is like we allow the client to fund a milestone, and then once it has been kind of delivered, the deliverables have been delivered, it just approves it and the money is instantly sent through stablecoin USDC.
That's fine. Thank you.
Anyone else?
What if there's people who are non-crypto?
So actually the whole infrastructure and what we're using is to allow any non-Web3 user to interact with the platform. So that goes with the choice of an infrastructure. We're building on your protocol, which allows us to do like fast off. So like at login, you have a whole Web3 experience where you can log in with an email address and we initialize our wallet for you. And then we use stablecoins, so USDC for payments. So on their wallet, they kind of see that it's US dollars, and that kind of facilitates. So we do like P2P payments, which is like instant. The gas fees are $0.007, and yeah, it's the whole experience is Web2. Exactly. So we'll be working with Circle. So Circle kind of allows for that. They have like a cross-border payment solution where you can kind of upload your credit card and do payments. So what they do is they kind of convert that fiat money into USDC in a wallet, and they allows us to kind of move money from wallet to wallet kind of instantly and seamlessly.
How did you pick here?
So when we started off, we had an offer from another chain, and I went through all the different, I benchmarked all the different chains. Solana, ICP was one, Polygon, Flow at the time, and I really was attracted by Neo because they had a big focus on abstracting the chain. So that was like 2 years ago, and they're one of the most scalable chains. They have like a sharding mechanism, they have 6 shards. They were able to handle 0 time, and they also have like this fast off, where they have like account abstraction, chain abstraction, very scalable, and that's kind of what we needed for this. Yeah.
You mentioned that you're going to have money in escrow. I'm just wondering if you thought about potentially leveraging that in some way using DeFi to increase revenue.
Yeah. So the thing with the escrow that like I was asked that question before, but we don't really own the escrow. We interact as a multi-sig in case of disputes, but it's non-custodial. It's kind of a freelancer and the client that own it, so we can't really use the money. We don't have custody over that money, so it's really like a smart contract living on its own, and then they kind of have permissions to sign transactions, send money, relocate it back, and we intervene in case of disputes. So that's how it's been coded in. So we can't use that money and send it elsewhere. It's really coded so that it goes one way or the other.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions? All right,
Yeah, thank you
nice
very
work,
much.
thank you, Ryan. All right, next we have, I'm trying to pull this from memory, William from Cash.
Fantastic, thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is William Phelps, founder of Cash, a Saudi fintech seeking to digitize the cash economy associated with pilgrimage remittances in the kingdom. Next slide, please. Now, Saudi is a global market, and it always has been. A strong migrant population and millions of pilgrims visiting Mecca and Medina every year has rendered it one of the best connected countries, not only in the region, but also globally. But what's quite interesting is that whilst Saudi fintech has developed, and Saudi, of course, is globalized, international Saudi fintech hasn't. And so what we see is a lack of international fintech options. I was discussing earlier with someone that without residency permit or a passport, platforms like STC Pay, UPay, or any kind of digital banking is completely inaccessible. And of course, these pilgrims have neither document. Next slide, please. So this creates a problem. If we take this example of a couple, say, from Nigeria, right, another developing market, coming to Saudi on pilgrimage, they're faced with a number of financial issues. Within Nigeria, for example, there are strict capital controls, there are FX limits, and it's inaccessibility when it comes to buying dollars. And it's the same in many countries all over the world.
And so to fund their trip, to pay for things in Saudi and access reals, they're left with three options. Either they carry large volumes of physical cash across the border, hoping to change some Jeddah. But of course, we know that international borders and large volumes of cash typically don't mix. Either they somehow, at great cost and expense, source reals locally, and either go through dollars or as I said, by SAR on the ground, so this can often double the price of their trip because of black market rates. Or they use the Hawala network, which relies on trust, is unregulated, and actually puts their capital at risk. So it's quite a serious problem across the world, primarily in developing countries. Next slide, please. So this is where RiverCash comes in. We built an infrastructure that simplifies money transfer or exchange of value from emerging markets to Saudi Arabia. Leveraging QR code technology, on-chain verification, stablecoins, we made it effortless, trustless, and seamless for pilgrims to deposit local fiat in their country of origin and then cash it out through agent networks in Mecca, Medina, and Jeddah. Next slide, please. In more detail, and using Nigeria as an example, we have partnerships with banks and local agents who can collect either cash or bank transfer. This is uploaded using virtual wallets to their app and stored and reflected as real value. And then when they arrive in Saudi Arabia through partnerships both with agents and indeed travel agents, we enable quick and easy cash out. On the back end, we store value in stablecoins. The benefit being is that we not only hedge ourselves against volatility of local currencies in places like Nigeria, but also gives us a deep liquidity pool such that we can cash in and out of real as and when needed. And most importantly, it allows us to provide transparent, best-in-market prices for pilgrims, avoiding the issues associated with black market margins. And just finally as well, I mean, we're early stage, but I think we're validating our idea and our business model every day. In the past 2 weeks, we've processed over $100,000 in total value, and we've onboarded 100 users in various pilot tests. And most importantly, expand our agent network to 50 across 4 countries in preparation for launch. I'll wrap up there, but yes, thank you very much. Peace to South.
Nice work. Questions? You did such a good job.
I'll take questions.
So quick question, how does your agent network get paid for the cash that they give up?
Thanks. Yeah, it's a great question. One thing that we found in the course of research, that a big issue associated with agent networks, and particularly the pilgrimage agent network, which already exists, is liquidity. So the big problem that many existing cash agents face is actually having the depth of capital to be able to pay out for all the pilgrims. And so as a result, we need to compensate them for that. So on the one hand, we allow them to access our liquidity, which is payments in kind, insofar as they can then process volume. But I suppose more directly, we give them direct commission, such that the volume they process, we reimburse through the liquidity we give them access to, but we also give them a percentage, which not only incentivizes them to onboard with us and bring their customers to us, but also, like any agent network, actually gives them the reason to go out to market our services. So typically this value sits around about 0.25% of total volume processed, but depending on the market and the agent in question, it can be changed. So commission and liquidity are the 2 areas.
Thank you very much. It's a very interesting idea. So can I ask you to move the money? You need a partnership with the banks. Do you get any partnership here, Sadri?
Thank you. So the benefits of this platform is there's no money stop actually moving insofar as there's no tangible transfer. It's simply separate liquidity pools. So we have partnerships with banks in the point of entry because naturally it's trust and about being able to take bank transfers is very important. But here in Saudi, given the fact that at the moment regulations don't permit foreigners to be able to access fintech, fintech's partnership with banks hasn't initially been a priority. Over here, what we're more focused on are travel service providers, because they're the ones who are typically licensed for their related services, which I think is fits with the business model. But as regulations evolve, we're very keen to enter back into it, but simply because of the nature of the company, it's not been a priority as yet.
Something more challenging for you? Thank you so much, Rhythm. And now we have Yasser from TGE.
I think great initiatives comes with great challenges. And that's why we are presenting thorough green exchange. There are two great initiatives in Saudi. One is to plant 10 billion trees by 2040. If you look at this in terms of numbers, this is 22% of Saudi Arabia. Or in different perspective, it's almost the same size of the empty quarter in Saudi. The problem with this great challenge, it is a government-funded project. So there is expectation of the government to pay for this. The size of a 10 billion trees is around 4 trillion Saudi riyals over the coming 15 years. We have another great initiative in Saudi, Net Zero by 2060. Net Zero by 2060 is a great initiative. We want to be a net zero, participating in the ESG. The size of this market in Saudi to participate in the net zero is 2 trillion Saudi riyals. This is only to take 278 million tons of CO2 on an annual basis. So what can we do to solve these two great initiatives and major problems? The problem with, I didn't go to the slides. The problem here is there's no private-public partnership. The problem with net zero is that this money that companies pay to buy a carbon certificate goes to Vera or goes to gold standard, great to standard organizations, but the money goes there. And there's no impact on climate in Saudi Arabia, so this money is not planting trees. And there's no impact on economy. We have not run the money inside the country. And this is an issue that we are trying to solve with our solution. Next page. What we have created is a platform where we have three major stakeholders. The first one, we go to the government and tell them, we will plant the trees free of charge. Give us the location, give us the project, register, make sure it has a irrigation system, has the nice and right soil, and we provide these trees free of charge. We go to the plant providers, incubators, and so forth, and tell them, come and register, we'll give you a work order and give you the money for that. And then also we go to the industrial companies, the companies that want to buy carbon credits and want to participate in the ESG or CSR, and we tell them, we'll give you the carbon certificate, and we use this money to plant the trees. Fully automated, fully measured through NFT for full transparency. So each tree that we provide has an NFT linked to blockchain, and each carbon certificate has a blockchain assigned to it. If you look at the second slide, yes, 3 months.
But you can cover this in the Q&A.
Okay.
Does anyone want to ask him a question about this?
Thank you. Where does your key revenue come from?
We are targeting, if you go to the last slide, we are targeting 1% of the Saudi initiative in the coming 5 years. 1% of 10 billion trees, this is a 10 million trees. The value of this is 2 billion Saudi riyals, and we take 20% of that. This is 400 million riyals of in the coming 5 years.
Any other questions?
Okay, so we built, the first thing we have done last year is we built a local infrastructure using Anchor, and we built a layer 0 infrastructure and layer 1 using Polygon and Ethereum and Optimism. Today we are building the infrastructure using Optimism for our study to do state gas feed.
Someone asking about the team.
Can you tell us about your team?
What? It is in the slide after that.
Yeah, can you tell us about your background?
Next.
Before.
Next. Yes.
But
My background, I started up, today we own a portfolio of 3 billion Saudi riyals of 4 companies starting from zero, with the entire fund not exceeding 200 million, so we did more than 10x for the last 5 years. I have the CMO coming from retail and consultancy marketing. We have Osama, financial specialist from PwC. We have Walid from British technologies. We have Suleiman, Dr. Suleiman is specialized in the aggregation. We have Fuad, ex-Aramco from sustainability, working with the UNESCO. We have Max Song from from carbon base, heading the IEEE. And we have Stanley, and the advisor from Anchor as blockchain advisor.
Yeah, really nice project. I just wanted to ask, where did you get the funding to build the trees, or how generally plans to allow users to fund to build trees and maybe reap some rewards from the selling of carbon credits?
We fund the entire thing until seed level today by ourselves. The platform is allowing companies who want to buy credits, carbon credits, to pay for it. So the funding comes from the corporates. This is where we are targeting the 2 billion Saudi riyals in the coming 5 years. The size today of the market in terms of blockchain, in terms of green bonds, is a $1 trillion a year spent, but only 5% is used in real projects. The rest of the money is sitting at Vera and making interest rate for them. We want to change that. That has a direct impact from carbon offsetters to climate and the economy.
Good questions. Thanks. I think I misunderstood something along the way. So the companies, the large corporates, are buying carbon credits. Where do you get carbon credits from to sell them?
Looking at the ecosystem, so there's the Vera and gold standards. These are the standard setters. And the new one comes now is the IEEE, run by Carbon Base. Besides this, there's the developers who create the projects, and then the buyers who buy the credits. And between the buyers and the developers, there's the auditors who audit these projects and create the carbon certificates using the standards that's done by Vera and those standards. So from our side, we work with IEEE. We have an API standard to measure the carbon as per tree, because we have specific tree with specific requirements, and directly impacted on the certificate.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And our last answer for today, Mohsin from Meetup.
Hi, my name is Mohsin Qureshi, and I'm the founder and CEO of Meetup, all restaurant rewards into one account. So what we have seen, most loyalty programs are ineffective. $100 billion, as cited by the American Marketing Association, are wasted annually in the points, leaving 80% of the customers disengaged. We have also seen that on an average, a customer downloads 17 different apps of loyalty every year, and 68% of them are churned within the first year. Restaurant industry is growing, the restaurants are not. It's time to change, and that's why we're building Meetup. Meetup provides a huge opportunity with the growing restaurant sector. There are 180,000 restaurants in the region, with an average sales of $31,000 per month per restaurant. There are 4,000 restaurants coming every month in the ecosystem. And they're getting about 400 customers unique per month. However, there are only 3% restaurants with the loyalty programs. We're a platform to boost the ecosystem. On the customer side, we're making the fan club of the restaurants by engaging, unifying in one app. We're one app for all restaurant rewards. We're also issuing network rewards, personalization, and gamification. And on the other side, on the restaurant side, the biggest problem in the restaurant industry today is they're importing the customers at 41% commission rate from the aggregators. They don't have the data, they don't have the ownership. So we're providing the full data ownership with powerful dashboards, customizable reward projects, and finally, AI-driven suggestions and insights. There is a lack of comprehensive loyalty solution in MENA, and we're just bridging the gap. We have basic membership, network rewards, tier-based rewards, premium membership, customer insights, custom reward logic, and on-chain membership. However, we see a lot of gap in all our competitors in the MENA. And we have seen similar loyalty programs have a successful journey throughout globally with Starbucks, Odioso, Flyfish Club, Blackbird, and Loyal and 5 Stars. And there are many more globally. We just started about 30 days ago, and we have successfully onboarded 30 plus restaurants, seven partners, including point of sales and the payment companies. So we are on track to launch our product by July 2024, and we aim to reach $20 million of revenue run rate, 3 million customers, and 5,000 restaurants by December of 2027. Web3 gamified loyalties are not aimed globally, they're made in this region, and we're bringing that technology.
Thank you.
The last one.
Thank you so much. Questions, please.
I want to ask you about your team because you can see that. What is the points giving? Because I'm one of those people that are queuing points on different apps, but I'm not getting anywhere with them. Either they're too little or you don't know what to do with them. And why use blockchain?
Okay, so we are a combination of Web 2 and Web 3. So we're not using blockchain where it is not needed. So the accumulation of points on the restaurants on Web 3. However, on the accumulation of points on the network, so for example, you go to restaurant A, you get some rewards of restaurant A. These are on the Web 2. However, on the network, you're getting rewards on Web 3. So for example, you go to restaurant A, you get the rewards. You go to restaurant B, you get the rewards on the network, which are redeemable at all the restaurants.
Okay, just follow-up question. Hunger Station has more data on the customers and restaurants, right? I mean, they can Hunger Station and do a deal with their restaurants, give their own points out.
They've already started doing it.
So would that not make you?
Okay, the problem is the order at Hunger Station to the restaurant costs 41%.
So,
The order in the restaurant on Hunger Station for the restaurant costs 41%. Yeah, and the restaurant profitability has decreased from 20% to 5% over the last 10 years. The restaurants are now willing to give an additional offer to Hunger Station, Chives, and many more aggregators in. So that's why the restaurant will not want to do transactions through Hunger Station, but he would like to have the transactions coming directly so he can earn more money there. I hope I answered it. Okay. You can ask me follow-up
no,
questions.
because you're basically the Hunger Station as well.
No.
Okay, what's the difference?
So again, so we're not Hunger Station, we're a restaurant reward program.
Right.
Clubbed into one app. So we're not charging restaurants commission based on the transactions they're doing.
Hello, thank you for the presentation. I want to understand about the onboarding journey of the restaurants from start to finish.
For the restaurants,
Yeah.
I can speak now. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, for the restaurants. So the restaurants sign up as a partner to us. We provide them the technology, including the NFC device, which will enable to identify the customer. So customer goes, tap on the NFC device, he's identified, which is integrated with the point of sale system. The restaurant knows who is the customer, where he's coming from, what are his last transactions, and we will give him also insights of the personalized behavior of the customer.
And how about the POS itself? So does it depend on the POS or?
Okay, so we'll integrate with the POS systems. However, if there is a restaurant which doesn't have any POS system, so our NFC device can work standalone as well.
Okay.
How, is that primarily then an Android-based solution?
No, it's iOS and Android for the customers.
So because the Apple doesn't allow you to use the NFC chip, so how do you?
Okay, so we're using the Apple certified VAS devices for the NFC.
Sorry, the Apple?
So we're using the Apple VAS services and we're using the Apple certified devices for that. There's an additional layer of Apple VAS services which are available at a cost. We're using that. Yeah. A device is very smart, it's this size, and it is placed on the cashier. It is not on the back end where there are 10 devices, conversations, Rahis, YouTube, and so on, where directly linked to the POS, and there is a small device which enables the tap and identify the customer.
Already have this device.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just saying.
How much it costs?
It cost us about $70.
Last question?
Yeah, I just had a question. So for the rewards, is it a point based or using like a blockchain to kind of deploy a token, and that's how you're going to give out rewards, or?
Okay, so on the network reward, that's token based. However, from the on the Web2 part, where there is a direct link between the restaurant and the customer, he can get a cookie for free, a mocktail for free, and so on. And as far as the blockchain is concerned, we're exploring which blockchain we're going to use for NFTs and the network.
Okay, everyone, it's now time to vote. It is also break time, it's a prayer break, and you can enjoy some of the snacks that we brought. We will be back at 8:30 with a fireside chat with Clement from ICG. And in the meantime, do not forget to vote for your favorite startup. Those of you who are here, please take your phone out now and scan the QR code. For those of you at home, there should be a link somewhere on whatever platform it is you're watching to vote for your startup. And if there's no link, Shannon, put the link. All right, thank you very much. We'll be back at 8:30.
Thank you.
Which one of you wants
How is it with the salmon? Well, the thing is, at the moment, there's no regulation that covers it insofar as there's no offshore exchange happening. So my initial thinking when it first idea was it would come under exchange license. So I have a number of, let's say, friends within the FX and the traditional space, but it's not per se. It seems that it's more it's more to do with providing channel services.
Have you ever contacted the Saudi fintech? This regard used to payment gateway. It's called Meetup. So yeah.
Hi, sir. Is it a good time to talk? Is it a good time to talk? Can we talk? My name is Jody. I'm from Indonesia.
Highland. Where are you from? Oh, all right. So you no, Indonesian. Yeah, Indonesian. But I've been here like tracking back and forth between contact, yes, for the last 2 years.
So like hosting advisor.
I already played the I just So I came on the first one. I'm going to check it out this weekend. So you actually have really? I was just an ace scout. I was just like, I was right myself. I was like chasing these guys. But next time we let's go much. Does it include this season? Yeah. This one not Russian. How many questions I think This month is my get Christopher in Guys, that's not good. Wait, you send this shit is just now. Okay. Wait. Is it like This is private that is not basically so this is the size of the medium I'm telling you, hey, finally, yes, there is a connection.
I noticed you like the first second one.
Yes, that's it. No, sorry. Wait, Claire from Seattle. Wait, I'm sorry, wait. No, I know two girls from Harvard, she's Harvard. Jackie Shanghai. Okay, by the way, Jackie Shanghai, Pinju Beijing, Harbin has Polish connection. Claire, she had Monk, she had I know three from Don't wait. Almost. She was studying and Santiago. I remember. I'm staying in the place but yeah, this Sunday we're gonna do something Very fast. I mean, you're so international, that's why. It's very exciting.
I feel like actually I've been getting
Do it because first of all, it's safe for space. It's just take it to just amazing. And over here, that's the best part.
No, good.
Yeah, it's in another.
Hello, we'll be starting in 5 minutes, so please get your food and come take your seats.
Well, yes, 10 minutes of that right.
Can you take your seats, please? Hello everyone, please come take your seats. We are going to have a short fireside chat with Clement from ICT Divinity, and then we'll announce the audience favorite of our showcase picture. Plenty of room.
You can judge this, you can sit down. So now we are free to speak. The central bank guys are left. Thank you very much. So, yes, sir. So, we can announce the winner as well, or we gonna? Okay, so we're gonna have, we can grab some food as well. Okay, and then, Judy, where's you, Judy?
Thank you, guys. All right, so before our guest comes on, I'm going to hijack the mic a little bit and tell you about what we do at Takadao. Because what I was supposed to talk about it, but apparently you forgot. So here's my attempt. We at Takadao believe that there needs to be alternatives to the existing financial system. And specifically, we believe that there needs to be alternatives to the existing insurance industry. So what we're doing is exactly building that alternative. Now, we have built a technology called Takashura that enables people to pool money together to mutually protect one another. Now, what needs to happen in that technology is two things. One is underwriting, so to be able to manage the risk of the pooled funds, and the other thing is claims management. So the technology that we built does exactly that. Why did we choose this particular problem? Because we believe that the insurance industry today is broken. The centralized insurance company is seeking profit, and in order for them to make money, they have to minimize claims. So the very service that people pay for, to not deliver on that service. And that's just the way the insurance industry works. So what we're trying to do is say, well, let's get rid of the insurance company and let's do this ourselves instead. And this is why the promise of the Web3, or rather this is how the promise of the Web3 gets realized. When people globally can come together and do things together, protect one another without the need for a centralized party. And all it takes is the right technology done on smart contracts and on a transparent blockchain. So that is what we do at Takadao. Thanks so much for listening. Now, Clement, we cannot see you. Would you turn your camera on? There you go.
Hi guys.
Please to test the audio.
1 2 1 2.
One more time.
1 2 1 2.
He cannot hear me.
Should be better. Yeah, it seems to be looping a little bit.
Trying with the mic.
Hello, folks. Not sure if you can hear me, but kind of
Yes,
excited
I can
to.
hear you.
Yeah, kind of excited to show up at some point to amazing thing that you put up. Seen some pictures already. Looks really promising and very curious to get to know more about actual builders and people in the space in Riyadh. Uh, we had a pleasure to meet with Takadao team just a few weeks back, and it was it was a great chat. So then I assume that you can hear me, and it kind of makes sense to give hello word and a little bit of intro and context on why am I here like on your screen talking something. So basically, folks, you might have heard about ICP already at this point, or at very least you've seen a few banners here and there. So happened that my name is Clement. I work at Definity Foundation. who is one of the major contributors to the ICP blockchain, and particularly my field of focus goes to the global adoption of technology and the ecosystem growth as such, right? It's not an easy task, but luckily we've got amazing people on the team that help us do that. And yeah, one of the, I'll just mention a few things that I think from the global adoption perspective we are really proud of, and that are very recent milestone achievements that we've got, before shutting up for a minute and then maybe running into the open discussion panel and whatnot. So there are two key things. One, when we started to think about what do you do when, okay, I see a chat. Chat looks good. What do you do when you have an alien technology that's been researched and developed by the brightest minds in the space by some merits, and then you ship it to the market? Do you expect miracles to happen and then adoption to happen on its own, or you facilitate it and create the environment? So at some point we thought that it makes sense to provide the environment in which bright minds can leverage this technology and build something meaningful for the, not only for the space as such, not only for Web3 ecosystems or spaces, but also for the bigger markets, the bigger opportunities that are not yet leveraging blockchain or being blocked or bottlenecked by the limits of existing blockchain solutions. So we've got technology, and then we've got an amazing idea. What came out of that is something called ICP Hubs Network, and that's one of the programs that we launched as part of the team that we are quite proud of. Let me know if you can still hear me.
Hey, Clement, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'm literally standing outside to avoid the echo. And I apologize for the tech mess up. But all right, let's restart. All right. Can you tell us, please, Clement, a little bit about yourself, how you got into Web3, and why did you choose to work for Dfinity?
Right. Am I audible to the bigger space of folks, or I'm just talking to you?
Yes, you are audible. You're playing on the TV, and it's pretty loud.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So I started giving a little bit of intro of what I do at the foundation and why I joined. The reason why I joined Dfinity Foundation was pretty simple and straightforward. I like looking into the things and understanding things, how they operate, and what is going on underneath the layer of what general public sees, right? And that's what happened that I came across ICP project. Funny enough, today the event is co-hosted with Offchain, and thanks to Offchain, for the first time I've heard about ICP at all, because I used to be quite an active, semi-active member of Shanghai chapter of Offchain, and that there were like a few smart folks that told me about it, and then I didn't know much. But upon looking into it, I realized that the technology is there, that the vision of World Computer is quite exciting to, if you think of, and then if you add the chain of multi-chain solution that's been designed by some of the protocol engineers of ICP, the architecture of the blockchain itself made a lot of sense to me, and still does. So decided to join, to apply my skill set in this space to help with the technology adoption, right? And then it all concluded pretty nicely in the ICP Hubs Network program, or global adoption team as such, where we work on initiatives that help apply the technology in different industries, in different regions, for different needs, right? And And I will probably stop for a minute just here. Makes sense.
Why is it better, in your opinion, than some other blockchain? And what is Definity then?
Right. So, like, let there be no confusion, right? Let's make a conclusion on what is Definity Foundation, what is ICP, what is Internet Computer. So it's pretty straightforward with Ethereum. Like, there's Ethereum Foundation, Ether, and Ethereum blockchain, right? In our case, it's Definity Foundation. That is a non-profit foundation that organization that supports the needs of the ecosystem and provides the environment in which ecosystem can grow bigger and beyond what foundation could do, right? Then what is ICP? ICP stands for Internet Computer Protocol. All that what I said before is like my convictions and beliefs on why it's better from technical perspective is the amount of R&D that has been put into this specific blockchain compared to any other one, right? So happened that we developed with this vision, we took quite different approach to scalability and the meaning of what is it what does it mean to build on blockchain had profoundly different meaning to us, right? To us, it meant like a purist approach where when you say my project is built on blockchain, it means that 100% of it is running on blockchain, not that some part of the infra is running on Google Cloud, some part of the infra is served from AWS, and all of that kind of thing. So, like, very, very idealistic view on things from some perspective, and then and it kind of makes sense. So then there are a couple of features that stand out that you cannot deny that are superior on ICP than any other blockchain, right? So one of them is fully on-chain storage capacity. So like whatever you build project, like 100% of on-chain front end back is being served from in real time at web speed. So you just log in from the browser and it feels like any Web2 product or solution that you can interact with. That's a cool part, right? Because that's what you need for global adoption of the technology of the project that you build. People don't need to know what is the seed phrase in the grand scheme of things. They don't need to sign 25 transactions before get to upload their picture. If you're talking about decentralized social platforms or where people own data that they produce. So all of those kind of things. Among others, like we can mention something called Chain Fusion, something that I'm pretty excited about. It's our approach to how you can create an open crypto economy. What I mean by that is that as of now, as a project or a builder, you really gamble on what ecosystem to build in, and that you're making your best educated guess on which ecosystem will stick around, which ecosystem for like in 3 to 5 years. So you're batting with your time. The size of the bat is about like 1 to 3 years. It's about how much time it would take you to build a sizable VC funded project and so on. And then there are two factors when you're playing this game. There are two factors that are outside of your control. Regardless of how smart you are as a builder, if you pick Cosmos or Tezos or Polkadot, right, or ICP or Ethereum or Cardano, there are always two limiting factors that cannot do anything about. One is the total liquidity of the ecosystem, and the second one is the number of active users, active wallets, right? So then you create economy and you create business around your project by having value stored in the system, and participants of this system exchange that value. So then you're getting something out of it by providing extra value to this users, right? So those are two factors, and there's 100 different ecosystems, 100 different blockchains, and it reminds a lot like countries like during the COVID even, like people couldn't travel, people would get stuck, right? 100 years ago, there was no such thing as an open economy concept, right? There were like deeds and agreements with different kingdoms and countries, and that's what that was the bottleneck of development of a lot of countries, because they were so limited by the resources that they had, or they couldn't transact with some other countries, right? So that's exactly the approach that is much needed, and I believe is going to be a big thing in this cycle. Is a multi-chain solution. Who's going to come up with a multi-chain solution that sticks? And long story short, I believe we've got something amazing going on there, because we are the first protocol that integrated with Bitcoin protocol on a native level, meaning that the smart contracts themselves can directly interact with the ledger instead of someone making calls or doing that off chain, or like building up some dependencies that involve human entities. So it's like whatever the cross-chain solution you build up until recently would mean that you create a digital twin and you mint it, right? So if you have Bitcoin and you want to do something with that, you have red Bitcoin. We talk pre-inscription era, right? So then wrapped asset is the asset that is minted by centralized entity, by a company. And then whenever you transact, you put trust in some unknown entity that you cannot validate. You just see that, okay, people trust it, I should too. Right? So that's a flaw, right? What we've done is we designed a way where smart contract that you can program can interact directly with the protocol of outside of the box, protocols outside of your ecosystem. So currently there are two that we ISP smart contracts can talk to. One is BTC and one is Ethereum. Then there's integration done by the community with Solana and Sui. So those we call CKBTC, CKE. CK stands for chain key cryptography. Yeah, and then that enables you as a builder to build once and then scale up as you need it in a direction of the ecosystem that fits you most, right? So if you see that, for example, on Sui, there's an untapped audience or user base that is very keen on kind of solution or product that you're building, but then there's a lot of liquidity in Bitcoin that needs to flow somewhere. Then how about you build your product once, and then you don't think about bridges. You don't break your head against the wall about that. You just plug in the solution that is future proof in the way that is not limiting you in like 1, 2, 3 years time. I think that would be a long answer, but an honest one. All right, let me see if I'm still live, if there are any questions.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Apologies. This thing is somehow very, very slow. So thanks for that answer. So because we didn't get to a very good start, I forgot to tell everyone that you are the head of global adoption. So what you're really trying to
Sure. Sorry. Yeah, let's make it clear. Not a flat head of global adoption. A team of the global adoption. There's a smart fellow that is working with me on the same team. That's his title. That's his role.
Okay,
My role
apologies.
is more humble. No, that's actually good that you brought it up, because I didn't introduce myself properly. So like my title technically is community programs lead under the team of global adoption. And then there's Emilio Canassa is a great guy who's the head, right? My focus is mainly on communities, community programs on, and the reason for that would be there are two things that power the innovation in the space. From what we've seen is the sovereign kind of independent finance and community-driven development without asking for permission, right? So, like, those are the two, and I'm focusing on just in community. Yeah, sorry, I interrupted you. You were.
No, that's okay. No, that's okay. So to really bring it home for the audience here, can you give us some startups or projects that are building on ICP that you?
Yeah, that I think I'll pick it up. That I think got the potential. Well, in a context of what's relevant right now, right? The halving, Bitcoin halving happened not that long time ago. What was really exciting for us as well is that there is something called there's a project called Omnity. So Omnity is a OG like a OG backed or OG based team that is very proficient when it comes to building on Bitcoin, and they understand the Bitcoin very well. And then at some point, inscriptions were happening, and runes came out, and all of that. And then we just happened to get, thanks to them, we just happened to get runes that are integrated between Bitcoin and ICP, and then when you mint your rune, you are not paying gas fees of the Bitcoin ledger, right? And then that's kind of cool, right? But that's from the recent ones that they're excited. Another one is called Bitfinity. It's EVM project. Basically, what they allow you to do is division at the very least, right? And they're not the only ones. There are a couple of other projects as well. They're doing the same thing. They're trying to enable ETH developers building on Bitcoin through ICP, right? And that's quite exciting thing. But then let's touch upon the niches, right? So multi-chain and like chain fusion is a big thing, right? So imagine like liquidity staking, restaking, and all of that happening cross chains. That is possible already, right? Then imagine decentralized socials, right? Where you have an app that is just like WhatsApp or Slack, but then it's not owned by the corporate. What are the benefits of that? You can decide for yourself. But we've got one called Open Chat. I use it daily. A nice app. It allows you to change the scans and all of that. It's a browser-based thing, so it gets a little bit of time to get used to it. But once you do, it's a very smooth experience, like sending files and all. Loads up in real time. But again, what makes me really excited, and whenever we are talking to builders, is to communicate the idea that with one of the features, such as reverse gas model on ICP, you can build the experience for the end user, not knowing that he or she or they operate on blockchain at all, right? Because reverse gas model allows developers to pay for the transaction fees, and because they're like fraction of the penny, that doesn't break the pot. But then developers create the experience, hopefully business model, and top up the balance of the smart contract. Transactions are getting withdrawn from that, and the end user just operates, enjoys the project like product or service that is built on top in decentralized using decentralized backed solution. That's I think something cool. I'll wait up for another second for potentially another question. But yeah, I would like to understand better audience. How many people are there? What you guys are building? What is the niche that you're very into? Is it gaming? Is it multi-chain? Is it infra? All right, I'm seeing growth team.
Yes, Shahad here from Takadao. Sorry, there's some tech issues just happening on ground. So I'll be speaking on behalf of the audience. So what the team is going to do is going to send the questions to me, and we're going to start the Q&A session if that's okay.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Awesome. Okay, let's get started. All right, so the first question we have here, which is, what are the best use cases that can be built on ICP? Something like social fi or DeFi.
Yeah, so up until from the very beginning, the entire vision for, and you can tell it by the name, Internet Computer is decentralized infra for building anything. So replacing the entire internet stack with 100% decentralized infra. That was the point, right? So in the previous like year or two epoch, right? What was really popular is just social media platforms, right? Because it's simple enough of a business model. It's if you think for a bit, you know how to create value to the user. It's proven that you can charge money for it. People will pay for it, right? So that was the previous kind of wave of projects coming on ICP. Then there was another one in gaming as well. Gaming was really interesting because there was a big pain point of distribution channels for the games, and Apple and others monopolizing that part of game cycle, basically life cycle. So then we saw an influx of a lot of gaming projects, right? Lately, what is really interesting is the reason for that is simple because so happened, don't ask me why, we are the only blockchain that allows 400 gigabyte of data being stored directly on the chain on the smart contract. So imagine it again. One smart contract can hold up 400 gigabytes of data. What does it mean? That like you can have your entire, not entire, but like a good chunk of data set that you need for a model being hosted directly on chain within a smart contract, and you can make dependencies on it. You can program it. You can make it evolve and all of that, right? So that's amazing because we need a little bit of more decentralization in that sphere, I believe. So then more people can benefit from it, and more people join the force and build and experiment with it, more the likelihood that it's actually going to be useful and not just overhyped thing. So decentralized AI is definitely a thing. What another thing? DeFi, absolutely. I'm really looking forward to newcomers to our DeFi space to understand really deeply and how amazing and how freaking cool it is to leverage chain fusion. I'm not gonna name names specifically, but if you're in the multi-chain space, right, there's a lot of ways to call it, right? There's like some blockchains call it on-chain chain, some call it cross-chain, some call multi-chain, some call it blockchain obstruction, some call it this, some call it that. But token of not appreciation, but a token of approval has been given to us by one of the another blockchains, also in top 10, top 15 on CMC, that basically build up their entire multi-chain story based on our tech. If you look deeply enough, you can see it. That is quite a funny thing, but that's probably the 6th or 7th time that happened to us. So my point is that DeFi could definitely be a thing. Like centralized AI is the thing right now, right? And using this infra of subnets and nodes that validate the network and run it as a very private blockchain cloud is an interesting application as well. That could find use in military purposes, in government purposes, and some highly ranked institutional things, because then it's tamper-proof, right? You say we did the napkin math and a little bit more deep research on that matter. So the estimate is if you're a big corporate and you replace a chunk of your Web2 infra with the Web3 solution that we build up, you might be able to save 75% of the cost on your IT department as a whole, right? So like some professions can be vanished because like you don't need to like a good chunk of your security team can go because it's tamper proof. Like whatever data comes in, you cannot mess with it. So that's a cool thing. So I would say decentralized AI, and it's hot. Then a really like open multi-chain economy. So like multi-chain, cross-chain, all that narrative is very big, and there's a wealth of features that could be leveraged to build something really amazing. And it's wild, wild west. I think not many realize it well enough how powerful that really is. And the third one, yeah, I would say like using this Cipher cloud, crypto cloud as a solution for big boys and big players.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much for sharing that, Clement. Unfortunately, we only have time for one question, but thank you so much for all your insight. And I'm gonna pass it over now to Shireen and Co to help us wrap up the night. I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
So I want to, you guys to use my network, my introduction to really make things happen. So whenever you want to build something, I can help out with some of the first checks, okay? Especially with those guys. So and then it doesn't mean that you have to build necessarily only on their network. We can build on multiple different networks. Another thing that is important, they try to create the ecosystem as well as a technology enabler, okay? And they will come with something called the ICP lab, okay? And what is exciting about these guys, if few of you guys are interested in joining them, part of the team, the first year looking for the first 5 hires, okay? So the first guy will manage the ground, and then there will be other guys covering all of Saudi Arabia. So they will go to university, they will go to garage, enabling a network to actually help people build their ecosystem. One thing, they did 40 countries already, and they have huge lab all over. And what they try to do is to build a new layer of builders, technology builders. And Saudi Arabia has a big potential because they have great universities, they have many initiatives, and we try to build the next generation. So if you're local Saudis who are very bullish, interested in joining that would be great. Of course, it would be Saudi kind of first position, but if you also non-Saudi, it doesn't matter, you can join the initiative. Okay, so please reach out to me, you know where to find me, and I can hook you up with those guys. Okay, and there will be also a lot of other big initiative coming that I want to share, and we need to build this network and push it. Okay, so again, thank you for coming. Next year.
Do you want them to use your network without any gas fee?
Actually, so some.
Yeah. He has some in his pocket, but
exactly.
Yeah, like some pieces, let's take a photo together.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Tell people behind us.
I think that one will not cover the whole. Yeah, you can cover the whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one I have to fire as well, guys.
It seems you'll sleep at home and stay home.
Sleep outside. The hard way. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's be here. Okay, we're honored to have them here. So again, they will launch a Web3 initiative. So please grab his phone, talk to him, and hello guys. Next time you come and.
Please,
Yeah.